Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream Deadfellaz Game Jam Awards Show. I am Alex Flores, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by Lucas is right. How you doing, Lucas?
It is Saturday. It is a Game Jam Awards ceremony day. It is beautiful outside. I could not be better, Alex. How are you today? How's Alex doing? Let's dive into Alex today.
It's rainy and dreary outside for me, but I actually sometimes I like that. Sometimes I spent the first few years of my life in Washington State, where it looks like it does outside for me right now, almost every day of the year, and sometimes I just want to be that grungy emo kid. Anyway,
Living in a desert.
yeah,
I can totally sympathize with that. From a different standpoint, I mean, we get almost no rain. So when there is rain, that's neato and totally fun.
What's this? All right, what's this?
Oh,
News
yeah,
first.
This is cool. This is
We're
beans. This is good beans.
Seb, our COO here at the Sandbox, says, GM, I love beta testing the Sandbox game on mobile. Still early work in progress. Can't wait for 2024. Screenshot Saturday. I'm going to skip that second hashtag there. And that's Seb's thumb. And look at that. So let's analyze this. Enhance. We've got a chat button. We've got what looks like two different emote buttons, a meditate and a happy, or maybe that's sit and like general emote. We've got land coordinates here. I'm not sure what that is. But that looks like an EP icon. An EP, and it looks like it says 0 next to it. So Seb has not earned any EP in this experience.
0 of 0. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a settings gear. We've got a profile picture here and a health bar. Username. Let's look at all this. We've got I'm guessing block, attack, dodge roll, jump, interact, and maybe that's it. Although, crouch. It's probably crouch. That makes way more sense to have crouch. Oh, this may be dodge roll / run. Since we tap shift to roll and hold shift to run, maybe it's the same button, just like crouch and crawl are the same button. Yeah. So we got a whole interface going on here. We've got left side running around, right side rotating camera. And there's Sub using the crouch. So I've seen this in a lot of 3D mobile games, this kind of floating directional pad, where it's like wherever you place your thumb is the center, and then you move from the center, so you can kind of readjust your grip. We got swimming. So, I mean, it's the Sandbox that you know and love, just on a phone. This looks like an iPhone, I believe. Oh, he's got metrics now. It's running at 30 FPS.
Oh, wow.
If you hit Control F9 while you're playing the Sandbox, it will bring this up. And it'll show you how much what your min, max, and average FPS are, and other metrics like your RAM usage.
Yeah, I know that we can do that on a desktop. The first time I watched this video, I was so enamored with what was happening, I didn't even notice the metrics pop up.
This is what I do. Is a lot of metrics testing. I do spend a good amount of time using that little tool. So yeah, 2024. Sandbox Mobile. Pretty cool to see. Lucas's shirt does look awesome.
Thank you. It's one of my favorites. My wife hates it. It's that shirt that all of a sudden finds its way into the trash every once in a while, and we have no idea how that happens.
I mean, it's right next to the laundry basket, right?
You know, it's nowhere near it, but that makes sense. She's
it looks like the laundry
and
basket.
it just like curves around the house and goes up the flight of stairs, and yeah, you know how it goes.
She aims for the laundry basket, and then the wind just carries it.
It's
that desert wind is just intense.
Yeah. There's a ghost in my house. We've talked about her before. She's a little Victorian girl. I'm convinced she's the one that keeps throwing it away. Her name is Amelia. She is quite rude.
All right. So yeah, this is looking pretty cool. It looks like it's running pretty nicely. And it's looking pretty. So I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's so clean. It looks so clean. It reminds me of, I play a game called Brawl Stars on my phone, and it has the same type of controls that you were just describing, where wherever you put your thumb, that's where center is, and you move out from there. And it has a very similar layout to this, and I that really excites me.
No, I'm not playing this yet, although technically I think I know where I could get this, but I haven't tried, although I could also probably just ask to try it out. I've been busy with other stuff, so
Alex, please, can I try it, guys? No. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, no, it's pretty nice to see this on a phone. I mean, is it going to be iPhone friendly? I think this is on an iPhone. It looks like an iPhone to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure Seb uses an iPhone. I think I already knew this, but just looking at the buttons on the side and stuff, it looks kind of like my phone, just with a smaller I don't have the latest one, so the camera's different. But yeah, I would imagine that we'd be mobile on both Android and iOS, but they may come out at different times depending on development. There's another thing in the corner here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is. It looks like maybe a slide out for something. Maybe it's some other menu, or the chat. Actually, yeah, it looks like it looks kind of like the multiplayer icon to me. And it is near the chat. And then there's something else up in the corner here. Yeah, I don't know. We're just taking a peek at it. So we will have to wait and see.
Whatever it is, it's exciting and it looks clean. And we had one Biverson in the chat says, you know, even though I don't like playing on my phone, it's a good development. And this is such an amazing development for any ecosystem. You don't really have many metaverses, if any, that are going mobile aside from like Axie Infinity right now. And
at
that's
least
a different style.
At least not ones that are on
UGC
different
based.
Well, UGC based, and also ones that are on desktop already. So there is,
it's one or the other.
Axie and one other game I can think of are fully like multi-platform.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one is off the top of my head, but it's not UGC. It's a trading card game.
Okay.
And so I mean there are some games that are on both, but the important thing here is like whether other people are doing it or not is that the market for phones is
huge,
much bigger than desktop players for this kind of stuff, because this is way more accessible. There's a larger audience, especially when you're talking about like Asia and Southeast Asia. And this is what we've been aiming for a long time. This is like since 2020 at least. We've been talking about it being on mobile. So
it's in my opinion
happening. So
in my opinion, it's essential for the long-term sustainability of any ecosystem to be you have to have availability on both. You have to have availability on mobile and on desktop for something to truly grow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Other big thing happening. Dr.
Wait, there's more.
Bomkus's Trials. Now, we watched the video on this the other week, so I'm not going to play it again, but you can check out the Medium and the videos on there if you want. So what's going on with what is this thing? Yeah, it is it's an event with 6 experiences spanning 6 weeks. So each week you're going to get a new experience. It is free for anybody to play, but the event rewards are exclusive for people who have the passes. One of my friends minted 80 passes. Well, that's not supposed to happen because you're only supposed to mint up to 3. So I don't know how they did that, but
they may have minted 3 and then purchased 77 on
you
the
can definitely,
secondary.
You can definitely purchase on secondary. But you know, watch out if you're doing shady stuff and minting 80 passes. You could just get yourself banned. You know, that's a thing that could happen. So you do have to be KYC'd. So I don't know if you have to be KYC'd to mint the pass, but you do have to be KYC'd to get the rewards.
Run a search on the page you're on right now and search KYC real quick, because I'm pretty sure you have to be KYC to mint the passes. I could be wrong.
There is a fraud prevention check. So basically, people's wallets are going to get analyzed for shady business. KYC, it only appears once on the page. Users must be KYC to receive rewards, which is what I knew, but I'm not sure about the minting part, the minting of the passes.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you can mint up to 3. One, if you have avatars from, does it list it here? There's one that lists. This page doesn't list it. There was another one that listed.
There's an article, a link to an article on this page at the very top. It goes through all the different ones, but you have to go to a secondary page for that.
Click more to learn about the snapshot. So this is the one that listed. And I read these all out on stream last time too. It's a lot.
You did.
So this is all, or basically all of the avatar created by the Sandbox as like original Sandbox avatar projects, as well as the bridged avatars like like Gutter Cats, Clone X, Deadfellaz, a bunch. So if you had any of those avatars, or if you had land, you could mint 1 for having any avatar, or 2 for having land. What you choose to do with the pass is up to you. You can hold on to it and use it, obviously. If you want to give your extras to a friend or sell them on secondary, do giveaways if you're like a streamer or something, those are all valid options. So the trials, like I said, there's 6 challenges. They put your speed, moves, and agility to the test. So these are primarily like parkour, racing type events, and I would definitely say I've played half of them so far because we're doing a internal staff testing of all this stuff. I would say that these experiences are definitely quality over quantity. There is a lot packed into each of these experiences. There's a lot to do. We'll read through the article and I'll see if I can elaborate any further, but I can't give away too much. And this event's going live in like 4 days? I think it's the 25th, right?
It's soon. It's very soon.
25 only appears once. Does it say on here? This is a very short article, and I don't see a date, but maybe it probably says it in the video, right? It says coming soon. Okay, so I'm not finding the date apparently. Somebody else said 25. It's on the mint page apparently. Okay. Let's see.
I would like to address one thing real quick from Carva in the chat. They say, I'm stuck on this warning when I try to mint the Bombkus Pass. Please wait. This should take less than a minute. So if you're stuck on that warning, that is something that a number of users have seen. This has been reported to the dev team. Most of them are out for the weekend. So what we're asking people to do is wait till the end of the day on Monday to really put a lot of effort into fixing this, because it's probably going to be fixed before you open a ticket and they respond to the ticket and it gets resolved. But if it's end of the day on Monday and you haven't gotten a fix yet and it hasn't just fixed itself, then open a ticket, because if you open one now, the system is just going to get flooded and it's going to take them a while to get back to you. And probably what's going to happen is by the time they end up like responding to everyone, it'll already be fixed anyway. So you won't even need to wait on that. So just, if you're getting an error or you're having an issue with it, just wait till the end of the day on Monday before you really start pushing for it. Because if you don't mint it right now, it's not an issue. You're not going to get hindered by that. It's not going to count against you. They're not numbered lower.
You have at least 6 weeks to mint it.
Yeah, so don't stress, don't worry, don't put any extra pressure on yourself to make this happen, because it will happen and you will be fine if it's something you want. So just give it a little bit of time, just a little bit of patience, and you'll save yourself a lot of stress and effort. That's all.
All right. So for minting the pass, let's see. Do we have the minting link here?
I can get that for you if you would like it.
Then there's this beautiful. This is the page that I wanted to be on. I wanted this more than the article. This page is gorgeous. So this has so much information. Each of these things like links to a different part. They've got all these cool animations popping up. Real good job to our teams who put this together.
This page really is nice. Beautiful. This page is beautiful.
So we've got all these coming soons. These are the parts that haven't been announced yet. And you can see a bunch of our partners stuff in these events as well. Gosh, there's so much that I want to talk about that I can't yet because it's not live. So I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna end up saying something that I shouldn't. I will say, if you're interested in Wiziverse stuff, there is.
Go on. Don't stop talking. Say more.
There is an Easter egg in one of the experiences, and I'm going to be giving away Wiziverse stuff related to that Easter egg. I had a nice conversation with one of the level designers because I was actually the one who found the Easter egg, and it was not easy. So
I dropped that link in the chat, the one you were just talking about, the Dr. Bombkus Mint page link.
Yes, thank you. So
I got you, boo boo.
Yeah. Happy hunting. Yeah, Panda says it is a super hard. Panda, did you figure it out yet? I don't know if anybody else has figured it out yet. I figured it out, and then I talked to the level designer about it. But I think I spent like 10, 12 hours on it. Panda saying, I'm letting my partner go crazy trying to work it out. Panda's partner, I can say this, is a coder. Like
coder.
Yeah. But he developed
smart.
He developed like the Wizzy Mint page website. I mean, not the Mint page itself, but like the Wiziverse and the council websites. and the fact that I figured it out before somebody who actually knows what they're doing with code makes me very happy. But I mean, it doesn't really take coding knowledge to figure this. It's more like decoding knowledge. But anyway, that is, I'm hyped. This event is really cool. I think one of the issues that we had seen previously with and this is not like a, I don't want to detract from Alpha Season 4 hype, because Alpha Season 4 is probably going to be huge, just like Alpha Season 3 was huge. And I think I think those huge events are a good thing. It's good to have all this stuff for people to do. But I think sometimes those big events can get draining if you're trying to do all the things, and people like me try to do all the things, and so it can be very it's a lot. But what is really nice about the Dr. Bumpkus event is that it's a few things and you have a whole week to work on each one. So any time in that week that you can put forwards to that, and be able to concentrate your energy on that and not have to like spend 6 weeks playing like 80 experiences. You're spending 6 weeks playing 6 experiences, and each one is 1 week long. So you're spending 1 week on one experience for each.
One thing Alex said earlier that I think is very, very fitting for this situation, it really excites me about it, is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
He's described the experiences as beautiful and just stunning, and I'm really excited to see the less is more approach to this season. So, or not season, but trials. How would you describe it? What would be the proper word? Trial season?
Don't they use the word trials on it?
They use, yeah, it's Dr. Bumpkus trials, but I'm wondering if there's another something that's being used to describe the situation as well.
Well, it's just an event. That's what we, in general, in the Sandbox, events can have experiences.
Okay.
All right. So, speaking of events, the event we're here for today is the Deadfellaz Game Jam. So we had a whole bunch of cool entries in this, and we've actually got 9 honorable mentions in this one. So we've got a lot of people getting rewards for this. So the Deadfellaz Game Jam was specifically to create a game centered around one or more boss battles. And feel free to take inspiration from Deadfellaz and their amazing NFTs. So this was not, you didn't have to engage with Deadfellaz lore. That was just kind of like a cool thing that you could do as part of the event. And the main focus being boss battles. And boss battles. I have, from the conversations I've been having with V and Panda and others in the Game Jam team here at the Sandbox, I think we're going to be seeing more of our IP game jams focused around certain mechanics, either like a new feature of a new version of the game maker or a type of gameplay. So like in the past we had the tower defense game jam, which was with was the IP just called Tower? There was something more to the name, and it's escaping me right now, but there was a specific IP related to the tower defense game jam. So stuff like that. We're going to have, boss battles for Deadfellaz. Our other IPs are probably going to have mechanics that are focused around, instead of it being kind of specifically engaging with the lore, but kind of all over the place with the gameplay. So I'm excited to see what new mechanics or gameplay styles we're going to see, especially as we get ready for some of the cool stuff coming in 0.9. I am super hyped for that, but I digress. Prizes.
That's what the show is, digressing.
That would be my podcast. It'd be just digression.
Digression.
Like Succession, but it's digression. Um,
I'm into it. Sign me up.
So it's a 50,000 sand pool. First place, 10,000 sand plus a land plus a Deadfellaz NFT. Second place, 6,000 sand plus a land. Third place, 3,500 sand plus a land. Fourth through 10th place, 1,500 sand plus a land each.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's cool to see land coming back into the Game Jam Awards. Now, I guess this is a conversation I need to have with V and Panda. I had forgotten that a land was a reward for this game jam, because we are currently working with the Steve Aoki Game Jam Award winners on getting their experiences ready.
Land is given from Deadfellaz.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of the same thing. I'll need to... Panda, I just had a meeting with Corriton about this, and I think both of us should have had you in that conversation, because I missed that entirely. So currently we're working with the Steve Aoki Game Jam winners to get their experiences ready to publish on the map. Over the next probably a week or two, we're going to be reaching out to the Playboy Game Jam winners to get their experiences ready to be published on the map. So as we try to get more stuff published on the map and really start showing the wider world what the Sandbox community has been building for the past few years, we want to get all these cool games published on the map where people can play them from their phone soon. So this is one of the things the council is doing is after these game jams, we're starting to reach out to these creators to get them some help with QA, make sure that everything is solid and ready for the latest version of the game maker and the game client, because inevitably there's updates and little changes and quirks and things that happen. So yeah, it's cool to know that the land is coming from Deadfellaz, so I will need to talk to Panda about that some more. Let's see, there's also honorable mentions. Did we say... Oh, yeah, it's... I'm like hovering my mouse over it and reading beneath where I'm hovering my mouse. Additionally, up to 10 winners, each winning 1,000 sand, will be handpicked by the judges across the following 3 categories: honorable mention, rising star, best newcomer. So I think we're just doing honorable mentions this time. And like I said, there were 9 winners for this time. So congrats to all of them. And I think that means it's time that we start watching some videos.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. All right.
Like I said, the awards, this list that you give out, I won't copy it down this time because Panda would told me she'd send it to me after everything's over, but I always look forward to these because it gives me a list of things to do. Because I always go and I check out the top 10 after it's over.
Yeah. I mean, I could just copy and paste it to you right now, but
sure.
Or you could just watch.
We can watch too. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's watch.
All right.
Without any further ado, let's check out the top 10 and honorable mentions in no particular order. Well, the top 10 in no particular order and the honorable mentions in no particular order for the Deadfellaz Game Jam in the Sandbox. The Last Fella by Pixel Creations. Realm Defender 2 by Touche Studio. Sector L3G by Tempest Studios. Brain Dead by Greater Works Studio. More Grim Manor by Block Dork Studio. Mushroom Monster by AB Art. Newborn Retribution by Yitzjam Game Studio. Apex Zombie by Alamea Studio. Echoes of the Isekai Genie by Muse Genie. Waku by Ecoverse Studio. And now we've got the honorable mentions. The Vril of Antarctica, Chapter 1, by Metasaurus Rex. The Slime Monster Arena by Tom Voxel. Before Midnight by Impossible Dream Studio. The Wicked Witch by Tui 112. Electric Beast Rampage by Kratist. Double Dead by Vox Machina Studios. Unholy Warlords by Apex Wolf Studio. Secrets of Renzagil by Arwheel. And Eclipse of the Titans by Vivox. All right. Whew.
I think I was holding the rest of it the whole thing.
It's 5 solid minutes of just epic boss battles.
I almost passed out, Alex. Thank you for finishing that up. Whoa. I didn't even realize I was doing it.
I couldn't hold my breath. I had to narrate the names of the games.
It's fair. Fair. You had to focus. Focus on what was important.
Don't worry if you missed it. This replay, as always, will be available on YouTube in the next few days, as well as probably that video just by itself will get posted to YouTube. So, there's a lot of cool stuff in this jam. There's a reason we had a lot of honorable mentions. I mean, I kind of want to like go through some of these things and just point out cool stuff in them. Sometimes we do that as we're watching, we kind of like point stuff out, but there was just so much to get through, and only about 15 seconds for each of these clips, so not a lot of time to say things. But one of the cool things that we're seeing with boss battles, I'm just gonna play this in the background while we talk, but it's muted. One of the cool things with all these boss fights is the amount of work that goes into creating a boss character and their animations and making something that does things. And so we're seeing people create these characters with all these like mouth animations for this cool. This boss actually reminds me of the mask from Crash Bandicoot. But just all the motions of the mouth and stuff as it gets hit, as it attacks. We saw some giant building-sized monsters for these other games further, like well, this one right here that we catch a glimpse of it in this video. Just a lot of really cool things. Actually, at the end of Brain Dead here, there's another this thing.
So cool.
This thing.
So cool. So cool.
We'll go back. Here, that. It's horrific, and I love it.
It's like My Alien meets what is it? Clash of the Titans, Attack on Titan. One of the
yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Titan. Yeah, it's so neat looking.
It's like eerie and creepy and awesome. And you've got all these interactions happening with it. Just some really cool stuff. And I really love how 0.8 has brought out people's artistry in making effects.
Oh my god, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Just the environmental fog and
yeah,
it's really made a huge difference in what people can express. I remember like a year or two ago trying to make an explosion was like, okay, well, we need to spawn a bunch of blocks and they'll kind of go flying everywhere and it's unpredictable. And like, I mean, there were cool moments that would happen, but the what we're seeing now with lighting and effects is people are really tapping into it, and I love it.
Yeah, it really changes the ambiance and the feel for everything that's going on around you with just a little bit of here and a little bit of there. It's so cool.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish so I had to cut it for time. This one game here. If you should, I don't know if you can find it on YouTube under Echoes of the Isekai Genie, or just go into the Game Maker and play it. The trope with isekai, which is a Japanese literature genre, which is basically like you find yourself teleported to a magical world, kind of like Chronicles of Narnia, sort of, but typically, I'm sorry if you can hear sirens. There's the cop didn't want to like just press the button once. He wanted to go bloop, 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 bloop. Just he's like tapping it really fast. So,
it's like,
anyway,
hey guy, make up your mind.
So the thing is that the trope is that you get like hit by a bus and wake up in the medieval era or like some fantasy place, and this moving truck that hits the character and just, it's so dramatic. But what you miss in my clip of right before is it actually comes from the left side of the screen, like up in the air, and does like a wheel around the whole screen and then runs over the character. It's hilarious, in the best way possible. Yeah. Anyway, just so many cool things going on. People really taking advantage of the tools and using things in new and unique ways. It's moving to see how much things have changed over the past few years, to see how far they've come.
Very much so. I mean, if you think about how far we've come as a community, as a platform in just a year, think about where we'll be in another year, and then 2 years, and it really is quite encouraging. If you look at it from the where we are now as just a single standpoint, as a standalone data point, it might not seem like much, but if you look at it from where we were to where we are, it's monumentally huge.
All right. I'm thinking round about now, we should probably put a form in the chat.
Got it, coach.
We're going to be giving away a Wizzy the Orange's Singed Hat. And if you've already won one before, no need to enter again, because you won't win it again. But if you haven't won one, yep, you only win once until we do a different hat. Although, Wizzy the Orange's Singed Hat is the last normal hat that we have.
Normal?
Because, yeah, of the six core Wizzies: blue, gold, orange, purple, green, and black. Orange is the last one we're giving away on the stream. We've got the black one currently getting given away on the Wizzyverse Discord, discord.gg/Wizzyverse.
What's after the normal hats, Alex?
I don't think we're ready to say yet. It's gonna be something different, but
why?
Because
I feel want it.
Because all things must come to an end, but every end is a new beginning. So there will be other giveaways in the future, and there will be other Wizzyverse stuff. But if we're talking about the 6, which Santa and De los Muertos don't count as the council. The council is just those 6 colored ones.
Okay.
Like we're gonna be done with those ones. But there's gonna be other stuff. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
Don't even worry about it.
I am. I'm worried about it.
All right. Well, congrats to all of the people who placed in the top 10, and congrats to our honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is time. I don't know what's going on out there, but they're just they're
all excited about the game jam, and they want to know who the top 3 are. So stop holding out on us.
They knew it was slightly cool outside today, and they're like, that means his windows are going to be down. So let's just use all the sirens.
Chaos, pots and pans, firecrackers, dogs barking, babies crying. It's all happening.
All right, so. Sorry, getting the next video set up here.
You're pausing for dramatic effect. We know you.
Yeah. Well, I'm also pausing because I'm anticipating an ambulance driving by in like 30 seconds.
An anvil falling on a cartoon coyote.
Yeah. I just saw a whole piano go flying down the street, so.
I believe you.
All right. Here we go with our 3rd place winner in the Deadfellaz Sandbox Game Jam. Here we go. Newborn Retribution by Yes Jam Game Studio. So we've got kind of a bullet hell thing going on here. What's really cool to see as we do more of these game jams is more series starting.
Elaborate on what you mean by series. You're talking about people that are doing like chapter 1, chapter 2 type stuff?
Yeah, well, we've already played a Newborn game by Yes Jam Game Studio, which was in the last game jam, Heroes versus Villains. Was that the last one? I think that was the last one.
I think it was. Yeah.
It's all becoming a blur, but but that was a newborn game, and now we've got Retribution. I have not played this one myself yet, so I don't know the story behind it, but there is story. So congratulations to Yes Jam Game Studio. Yeah, so we are seeing more and more games, and this is not the only game in this particular jam that is a continuation of a series, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
Well, there was Realm Defender 2, which implies there's a Realm Defender 1.
It does imply that, yes. So I'm trying to remember, where did we see Realm Defender before? I don't remember which jam that was for.
I feel like, and I could be mistaken on this, but I feel like that was one of the tower defense games, but I could be completely wrong.
That would make sense. And I'm also seeing some of the creators kind of continuing themes as well. There was there's just we're seeing like people trending with different projects where they're learning from previous things that they've done and going on to the next thing and improving on their previous work, and it's exciting to see. All right, we're going to get second place set up here. I almost just blasted everybody's eardrums out, but I caught it in time. All right. And for second place. Apex Zombie by Alamea Studio. Love the environments in this. Reminds me a lot of like Metal Gear Solid, Halo.
I was just about to say that.
Half-Life. Just great, great environmental building.
Yeah, it's got a real industrial sci-fi vibe to it, and it really did that Metal Gear Solid feel to me as well.
We're seeing the bosses here have a lot of different phases to them as well. So we're mixing things up. It's not just one boss with one mode of attack. We've got multiple bosses with multiple modes of attack.
There's two things I noticed right away was the texture on the walls and the grading on the floors. It a simple detail, but they just clearly put a lot of love, effort, and work into this, and it shows through. So well done.
All right, well, congrats to Alameda Studio for your second place win.
Who's number one?
I gotta get the game maker fired up.
Impatient. I want to know right now. I don't want to wait, Alex.
You're gonna have to. It takes a second to get it booted up.
Okay.
Now I will say.
Ooh.
We are in 0.8.10 now.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, for those who have watched our Game Jam shows before, typically we play all these videos and then we announce the first place winner by actually playing the game, which we're going to try to do. We had rapid fire releases of new Game Maker versions. So
we did.
I typically take some time before the show to try to play the game right before we go live. I have played this game before and it worked perfectly the whole way through. But I have not played it in this version of the Game Maker. So if it breaks, it's my bad for not checking it first. But we're gonna see.
We're all
try
judging you mercilessly right now.
As Joe would say, we're doing it live.
Doing it live.
Which I think is a reference to like a movie or something. So I don't know where he got it from. We're just waiting for things to load.
I'm so excited.
Don't forget there's a giveaway form going right now for Wizzy the Orange's Singed Hat. And we do want to, I want to take a moment to say thank you to the Deadfellaz team for inspiring this event and for giving the land prize to the winners. There's a
That's super duper cool.
There's a possibility they may end up in a live stream talking about the stuff that they're doing, either with me or with Panda.
Ooh.
We were trying to work things out, and it didn't happen for today, but they may be guest appearing on the show at some point. So
that would be wonderful.
Stay tuned.
I heard nothing but good things about that team.
Are we in? I think we're in. I forgot what my avatar was. 1 second. I'm going to fix my resolution settings so that way Lucas and I are not all choppy.
I love being choppy.
All right. So, congratulations to our first place winners in the Deadfellaz Game Jam. Goes out to Tempest Studios with Sector L3G, or is it Sector Leg? Because
say L3G.
I think it's supposed to be L3G, but the internet nerd in me wants to make that say leg. But here we are. Now we have played this on stream before, and I got my butt handed to me. So on easy mode. So we're gonna try it in hard mode this time and see if it goes any better. All right.
Oh, if you all remember, if you were here for the stream, it ended up taking a wee bit longer than we were expecting. So much so that I actually ended up having to leave before the end of the stream. And then Alex taunted me afterwards with all the cool things he saw after I left. So that was very kind of him. Very, very kind and compassionate.
Let's see if I can actually get to the final boss this time. So. Which I really shouldn't have had an excuse. There's things that heal you all throughout this game, but yeah.
No excuses, play like a champion.
Exactly. We're skipping through the story here. We're going there's a lot of like little lore bits and cool little storytelling things, but we've done this before. So we get these really awesome looking tools.
Loot boxes with tools in them.
Yeah. So we got to place the box. So we got the ooze vac. We're gonna clean up here.
There's Electro Gary.
Meow.
Gary 3.0.
He needs to drop another ooze so I can wait. Oh no, Gary, what'd you do? He broke my ooze vac and it oh wait. Can I just progress past this? Huh. Maybe I don't even need to do that quest. Oh no. Oh no! I'm already dying. I thought I thought that pipe was right against the wall. I didn't realize I could fall between. Tempest Studios in the chat says, shout out to our team, Cold Cuts and Cheese, Gun Guns, Lullaby, and Cody Zine. Oh, do they want to jump in the call here? Because they totally could. Do they have anything that they want to?
That would be fun. Share? Cody, are you here? Did you want to jump on it? Want to jump on it?
It might mess up where Lucas is.
I'm okay with that.
I forgot they run right from behind you.
Cody's a gem. I'll take a back seat to that wonderful man.
Well, I mean, it might like mess up the layout. Stop it. Okay, well, there's one life gone.
And you're still crouched when you respawn. I like that.
Apparently,
it's like I'm too tired. I'm not going to get up yet.
My problem is I wasn't actually looking at the game.
Yes. What were you looking at, Alex?
I was looking at your beautiful face.
Oh, shucks.
Can I get them from over here? I'm scared now.
That's understandable.
They're gonna come running up at me. No. Survive that interaction. They say I'm in the car though. It'd be audio only. Oh, that's fine. As long as you're not like blasting copyright music or driving with the windows down.
Yeah, if you want to jump in the chat, and you can jump in the chat, and by all means, please do. Or chat. Call. There we go. I know my words.
If they jump in the call, everybody will know what I mean when I say it'll move Lucas, because you'll probably see like half of his face, and then you'll see like half of a little icon for Cody. Or Lozen. I don't actually know who's in the chat. Who are we talking to?
I think we're talking to Cody.
Who are you?
I was impressed the entire time you ran through this level or this game last time, and that feeling of being seriously impressed has not dimmed in any way, shape, or form. The aesthetics of this game are just it gives a serious Doom vibe, and that's a classic for a reason. I mean, there's a reason the genre continues to this day. I mean, that was one of the first games I ever played on a PC, and I remember loading all the discs in to load it up, and it just has that feel to it. It just that's such a good feeling.
It feels very much like Doom 3 or like Alien, one of those Alien games. Just with these environments. And how good does Wizzy look with this armor on?
I was gonna say, dude, the armor on Wizzy looks. I mean, he looks like a battle mage for sure.
Yeah, he's just.
I think we got Cody in the call.
Yep, Cody's here.
Hey,
Yay!
it didn't mess up the video. That is so cool.
So amazing.
How are you doing, Cody? I'm dying.
I'm good. Just sitting in traffic.
Nice.
Trying to get back.
So I know that you and Lozen have been enjoying Deadfellaz for a while. How did you first hear about Deadfellaz? Because I know it was before the jam.
Oh yeah, I mean, Deadfellaz is like one of those OG collections, right? That we've always really liked. They do some really great things. We just love zombies in general too, so that kind of clicked that way. But yeah, I've been following the team and what they're doing for a really, really long time. Yeah, Betty and Syke are amazing. So from the beginning, you know, when they were minting, and we were, I think, just getting the space just before that. So
very cool.
So there's definitely a lot of kind of information in the background behind this. There's bits of kind of lore stuff leaking into this game. How much of that is like based on wider Deadfellaz lore, or is most of this story like original to your team?
yeah, so you know, when the announcement was it's going to be a game, you know, a Deadfellaz game jam for boss fights, trying to research Deadfellaz, like what lore is out there. There's actually not a whole lot right now. and so all you could really find was like a post on their information on their Medium, I think. So the places like Arcadia is an actual Deadfellaz location. But other than that, everything we wanted to kind of, not infringe too much on what they're trying to do with their stories.
Mhm.
Plus, we don't know what they are, but the location, that is true. The characters' names, all the characters you would come across within the game, are all Deadfellaz holders. And those Deadfellaz look just like their PFP. But other than that, characters and it being an elite squad, it is completely made up.
Okay, so I
Okay,
have a
cool.
question then. There was one character that Alex walked past a little bit ago, and I noticed his name right away, and I thought it stood out a lot. His name was Mike, and I was like, that seems like a very, it's a very common name in a world that seems to be very fantasy based. So is Mike a Deadfellaz holder?
Yeah, Mike. I think Mike's the community manager or the Discord
Okay.
manager for Deadfellaz, right?
That's super rad. That makes so much more sense, and that takes that little piece and kind of amplifies it a lot.
I'm gonna die so bad.
You put it on hard mode. That's on you.
Well, I wanted to challenge myself after having. Why can't I? Sorry, I'm starting to concentrate.
You're fine.
No, get it.
So what kind of I mean,
I'm gonna let Lucas do the interview questions.
There we go.
Oh,
This, like we were just talking about how this game kind of reminded us a little bit of Doom, and it has those vibes to it. Did you guys take inspiration for this from anywhere in particular? Tell us about the creation process.
Yeah, so I definitely foresaw the final boss being like tentacles and really, really big and kind of awe-inspiring, and so we kind of worked backwards from there as far as all of the bosses kind of having like an aquatic look. And obviously with like Tempest Studios, we love the brand design and keeping everything cohesive and the level design and lighting and everything, and so keeping the same color palettes and working backwards from the large boss all the way down to little bitty mini guys that run around. But yeah, gameplay style, just trying to keep it fun and cohesive and Deadfellaz-ish. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any Easter eggs in here that people should be on the lookout for?
I don't know. I mean, if you don't know much about Deadfellaz, they also have their Dead Friends, and we put actually the wolf that you can spawn that helps you in battle. That's actually my Dead Friend wolf that I hold.
Okay.
And then when you get to the end, where Lozen and our Deadfellaz are at the door, Lozen has her Dead Friend monkey next to her. So that's kind of a cool Easter egg.
That's wonderful.
I was gonna ask about Easter eggs because I spent a good part of Thursday looking for Easter eggs.
And you found one, correct?
I found the motherload of Easter eggs. That's what I found. This is Cody's Dead Friend. So the
Oh, nice. That's so cool.
So as I mentioned, 0.8.10 has its own set of quirks. One of them was when I lost the game just now, it yeeted me from the entire game maker. It just was like, no game for you.
You lose so bad you have to restart.
Yeah. And you might have noticed that like a crate was like sticking to my hands. I couldn't put it down, and that's totally a game maker bug currently, because I've been encountering it in other ones too. So yeah, we've got the Dead Friend 12125 here with this four-eyed wolf with a rather dashing bandana.
Dashing is the perfect adjective there, or descriptive. I really, yeah, that catches it perfectly. So
This
Cody,
is
when you were
those.
making this, I know the emphasis was on the boss battle. What kind of like challenges did you guys come in? What challenges did you come into when you were trying to, like, craft the perfect boss, or to make that end experience different or better or bigger or badder? Like, what kind of walls did you run up against that you guys had to break through?
Yeah, so with boss fights, something you'll notice about our game in comparison to some of the other ones, which are fantastic, is that being a 2 week game jam, which just really is not enough time to make a game, honestly. But um, in order to save some time to let us focus on the detailedness, throw in some lore because we always want like story, driving that. But a lot of the bosses, we tried to let the sandbox mechanics as they are drive that mechanics fight, right? So
Okay.
while we didn't do custom animations of things that you avoid per se for the boss, it's how you defeat the boss is where we made it different, right? So you don't just go and hack and slash kill each boss. Like the first boss, I don't know if you're there yet, Alex. I can't watch the stream and talk in here, but the
That's all right.
first boss, there's major ads spawning while you defeat the boss with high health, and it can block. Maybe we turn the block off on that one. The second boss, you can only damage by using grenades. So it's that kind of ideas that we had. And then the idea early on to have gear that you learn about and that helps you, that, because as everybody knows, it's kind of hard to do like abilities in the sandbox with the default avatar. And so being able to have gear that you can use at your disposal was a way to kind of bypass that and keep it really fun and interesting and different each time. You can get better with the gear and practice and do new strategies and whatnot.
No, that's awesome.
I thought the gear was brilliant. That was a ton of fun there. I just realized like I had the sound all the way off for this. Yeah, I think
you commented on the gear the first time. That was a big deal when we did the first playthrough on this, was how interesting the dynamics of the gear and how interesting the dynamics of the gear was, and how much it changed the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, that part, because for a while now, back when we used to do game jams all the time, it was just like Lozum and myself. Our team has grown since then, and we've been so focused on like delegating the work or, just being higher up that I haven't been able to just get in the game maker and build for myself or do logic. So this was really fun to be able to be on the team of 4 and actually doing the logic and, getting down and building again. So it was really refreshing.
Very cool.
I definitely relate to that feeling of like missing out, as I've had to have people help me with stuff because there's just so much stuff to do sometimes. That the times that I get asked a question and it's like something specific to 0.8, and I'm like, gosh, when was the last time I was like really intensely building something? I think was like 0.6. Just the like all the little nuances and things to figure out. It's like a new learning curve, but I really enjoy that process, and getting back into it is great. So anytime like as we're doing QA work in the council, helping builders, when I get the chance to like experiment with an idea. I mean, we did that on the last stream when we did what was like 4 tutorials all condensed into one. That was a lot of fun for me to like kind of rediscover and like learn some new things, and then also flex my knowledge on stuff. It was a nice stretch.
Exactly.
I as somebody who's always been involved in the running of these game jams, I've never gotten the chance to participate in them, which I feel like I miss out on sometimes. But I still really enjoy these game jams, getting to see what people do with this and try to figure out how it works, because sometimes people come up with something really special and new that we haven't seen before. I'm doing better now that it's an easy mode.
Surprising.
I'm being more careful. No, I mean the challenges are the same. It's just the number of lives that are different, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Cody, I gotta ask. Every time he runs past one of the NPCs, one of the Deadfellaz NPCs, the faces on each one of them is so intensely striking. How long did it take you to build each one of those?
Yeah. So that kind of goes with the team. I have to give a shout out to the team, and doing any build, whether it's a game jam or not, like having a great team and good organization is super paramount. So for this run, so it's myself and Cold Cuts and Game Maker. Cold Cuts basically would terraform, decorate everything. I would do all the logic and story inside, and then we had two voxel artists, Gun Gods and Lullaby, that did. I think we're about like 99, maybe 98% custom assets in the experience. Everything. I mean, that
It
2%
looks
or
like
1%.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be, and that's just a preference. I don't like having to use marketplace assets, and but the Deadfellaz faces, yeah, early on when I knew we were gonna feature them as characters, that's what I started Gun Gods on real early. It's like, hey, I don't want them to be voxelized. We want them to be like detailed like the 3D PFP, so, or 2D PFP. So I mean, it took a couple days, right? It was only 2-week game jam, so he started with that first.
It's beyond impressive. It's something that every time he runs past an NPC, I'm just like stunned at how beautiful they are, because it almost looks like there's an NFT frame there, and you just pulled the image right off of OpenSea. And I know that's not what happened. I know that each one was meticulously crafted with love and care, but still, it's just such a good job that it looks like there was some sort of an easy fix there somehow. And I know there wasn't.
Yeah, right. It was very painstaking, extra nodes, very precise. He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I meant to jump on the bridge and I jumped in the goo instead.
So, while Alex is battling the brood mother,
failing miserably,
you're doing a good job, champ. Keep it up. I know you guys also have another pretty big experience that's going to be released here at some point in the near future. Would you like to spill any beans on that, maybe? Maybe talk about that for a second?
Yeah, we have a lot that are in the final stages of being released. Can't reveal a whole lot, but Monochrome, it might be the one you're thinking about. But yeah, something from Monochrome is coming, and then we have a lot of client work that's also coming as well. It's going to be pretty crazy coming pretty soon.
The one that I was specifically referencing right now was, it's something to do with a Titan.
Oh yes, yeah. So that's our other Tempest IP. There is experiences underway with that, but the first step for our Titan Rain IP are avatars. So there'll be bridged avatars. You'll get a 2D NFT, and then that'll be bridged to Sandbox 3D playable avatar. But yeah, we're super excited about this. It'll have obviously the story, but we've got crafting and a lot of tokenomics, really trying to expand what you can do inside and outside, but close by the sandbox, and some PvP tournaments and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I just dropped the Twitter for Titan Rain in the chat if you guys want to check that out. It sounds like a lot of fun and looks really impressive, per usual for anything from Tempest Studios.
How you doing, Alex? I can't see where you're at. Are you surviving?
I just beat the first boss. I had to switch up my weapon. So yeah, I think there's been some changes to how equipment tracks. Like, so the sword that I came in with didn't give me any attack bonus, and currently armor does not work. I mean, like, you can put on armor, and if it has power, it'll increase your attack, but the
Defense doesn't work.
defense doesn't work right now, which I think is a new bug, maybe. I know, like, a lot of the system is going to be changing with the move to layer 2 and 0.9 and stuff, so there's kind of progressive updates going on, but yeah, it's a little rough with health. um, but we're trying. Oops, I didn't mean to drop that grenade. I'm just waiting for the elevator. Something that I know got asked. We did a staff AMA regarding the Dr. Bumkus event. One of the questions that came up, and I'd feel comfortable saying this because it's, to me, it's kind of obvious, like through what I know already, but may not be obvious to everybody. The question came up as, like, is equipment going to give an unfair advantage to some players in the events? And I will say this: all of the events in the Dr. Bunkus event are multiplayer. So there's actually no stat difference that's made. So you can put on whatever equipment you want. You can look as stylish as you want in that event, but there's not going to be any, like, speed bonuses, health bonuses, attack bonuses that make any difference to gameplay.
I'm putting on my flyest kicks and running through it.
There you go. All right, we're moving up to boss number 2 here. This is the one that you can't directly attack. They block no matter what you do. Well, I mean, I guess you can... Can you stun them? You can't even stun them, so...
No, it's just grenades.
It's just grenades.
Yep.
I'm almost dead.
I love the fact that you guys worked within the system because you had 2 weeks. You knew you had a limited time frame. You knew that was a short amount of time. You didn't try to overdo it, but you still delivered something really amazing. And I think a large part of that is the fact that you didn't try to reinvent the wheel for this one. You worked within what was available, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely important, and even like the scale of the build. Instead of, if we were to zoom out on like Game Maker, like the 1x1 isn't completely used, right? Because you don't want to spend time doing that. Only build what you need to. So really, what determined that was, I know how big and grand I wanted the final room to be when you walk in, and so we went back and forth like, nope, needs to be bigger. Nope, needs to be bigger. And then the other 2 boss rooms from there, and then the rest were tunnels, right? And kept it pretty streamlined after that.
Very cool. That's actually something that I love seeing, is like when you get that rare and random look behind the scenes for in the actual game maker or with the developer, like whether it's their logic room or they're showing screenshots of the world panned out. Like, that's always interesting to see how much of the land is actually utilized, because people look at these experiences and they're like, oh, this has to be at least a 2x2, or this is such a big experience, or when you add those different layers to it and you work it properly, it feels so big. But then you scan out and you realize, oh, they only use 2/3 of the map on this. It's such an eye-opening just experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to close that giveaway form out here shortly. If anybody wants to jump in, please do so now or forever hold your peace.
All right. Well, we are about an hour and a half into the show, so I don't know that I will have time to actually beat the last boss, but I can at least show it to Lucas and everybody else here watching. What's also impressive is, like, the ability to make a game that has enough challenge to like be long without feeling repetitive.
Yeah.
And do that all in 2 weeks. Like that.
It also needs.
You go ahead.
It needs to feel like it's accomplishable. Like if I go into a game and I get shot down immediately over and over again in the same area, and I feel like there's no way for me to learn how to surpass that moment. There's something about that that's incredibly discouraging, and it's a hard balance to have, because if it's too easy, then people just burn right through it, and it's not really fun. If there's no challenge, it's not really fun. But if it's too hard, then it's the same thing. It's like, okay, now there's too much challenge and it's not fun. So finding that balance is such a difficult task, such a fine line to walk, and it seems like the team found it really well with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. All right, Alex, I am going to disappear for a few seconds to wrap up this form.
All right. Try to kill the Defiler here.
As one does.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think it was this game where I had to explain what kiting is to Lucas.
Me. Yeah, that was me.
Ooh. The process of trying to lead an enemy to just stay right at the outskirts of where an enemy will give you damage. Ah, no, I was too close. I say as I totally failed to do it. Staying right outside the enemy's range to where you can keep on kind of poking them, doing damage to them before they get a chance to hit you. And oftentimes it's used in games like MOBAs, where there's area of effect attacks, and you have to like kind of pull enemies towards your like turrets and things like that. You want to just keep on leading them into the spot where they're going to get hit, but you don't want to take too much damage yourself in the process.
Yeah, it was a phrase I was unfamiliar with.
Yeah, it's mostly used for MOBAs. I think that's where the term comes from. But
you taught me about kiting. I taught you about carking it. I mean, it was a day full of learning and knowledge.
I think my brain blocked out what that means.
To cark it is to pass, to die.
Yeah, I still don't believe it's a real thing.
I'm gonna find it in a book. I'm gonna send you the excerpt. But I believe it was Bert Z was in the chat, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a really common expression here in Australia."
Okay, when you say it's Australian, that makes me believe it more. Because if there was any place that had a phrase that sounded like that, it feels like Australia would be the place to have it.
Okay, it's fun. I got that winner. Wait, no, I gotta check. 1 second. Give me a second.
This place is getting too messy.
Yeah, it's just so much going on.
Oh wait, the Defilers are the little guys. What's the big guy called? The Tide Warden. He's like 3/4 of the way dead here. But the floor is just too messy. We gotta clean the room. Because we're running out of space that we can run in without dying.
I believe in you.
Alright. Well, Cody, I don't want to keep you on the phone too long while you're trying to travel there. So thank you for coming and hanging out with us for a bit.
Yeah, I appreciate you inviting me up, and thank you for the recognition. Thanks to the team. Yeah, super excited.
Thanks for being here, man.
I think it's appropriate for such big fans of Deadfellaz and people active in their community to come out at the forefront of this competition. And I think it's a very well earned place with the scope and quality of what's been produced here is just an incredible piece of work from a really good team. So congratulations.
Could not agree more.
And as always, we can't wait to see what you guys are going to do next.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, Alex.
We got a winner.
We got a winner.
Who's our winner?
Okay, so I'm going to butcher this name. It's going to happen. We all just need to accept it and get over it right now. I know this person. They're in the chat all the time. They're good people. But I've never known how to say their name, and I've been dreading this day because I knew it was going to happen eventually, and I was going to have this conversation with everyone. So please, everyone, just forgive me. Congratulations goes out to, you know what? I'm not even going to try to say it. I'm just going to spell it. IURIIMTL. You have won Wizzy's orange hat, my friend. Congratulations. Wear it with pride. Maybe sprinkle some Febreze on it. I'm not sure. It does smell a little toasty, but I promise it will fit. And if you take care of it, it will last. Enjoy.
What's the name? Can you put it in the chat?
I can, and I will, happily. There's just so many consonants.
Oh, Eerie. It's IURI.
Okay.
The MTL, IMTL probably is something else, but it's Eerie.
It's Erie, like Erie, Indiana.
Okay, so maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but they can probably correct me. I don't think that they're.
You have something to say. I don't have anything, so yours is way better than mine. Please proceed.
It's like, it's not like eerie, like it's not like weird. It's Eerie, I think.
Eerie.
That's how I've always said it.
Okay.
Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Because I've said it a bunch of times before.
Who's to say? I mean,
that they are.
Yuri could probably say, yeah. Maybe the first I is silent. It's Yuri. I do have a friend named Yuri.
I think it would be kind of like that, but I do put the I in there. Oh, I got him.
Yuri.
They walked over the grenade.
Yeah. Got him.
Oh, I died again.
However you pronounce it, however it's said, we appreciate you because you are a valued member of this community and you've been here for a while. Congrats, Erie. I think it was the MTL which threw me off because I was trying to incorporate that into the name.
Right.
And I was like, metal. Yuri metal.
Is it like
Iron
a few
Man?
too many things? Oh wait.
Yeah, my brain broke on it a little bit. It was just like, nope, shutting down.
Did I? Wait. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, this door over here.
I'm gonna add.
I'm surprised they haven't said
Yuri.
anything because usually they're in the chat. But
yes, I'm pretty sure they were in the chat earlier, so they may have had to walk away for one item or another.
This is the way we came from.
Life.
Boss time. Let's go. I feel. This way, right? Door number 3. Yes. Ah, okay, yeah. There's Cody and Lozen. With their monkey and their dog. Their dog? Oh wait, the dog is the companion that we can summon.
Mm-hmm. Can you actually go back? I want to see the monkey again. Oh. That's awesome. That's so cool.
All right. Boss time, everybody.
Let's do this.
Big squishy.
No mercy, Alex. No mercy. You sweep the leg right away.
Wait, did I do something wrong? Maybe I was supposed to talk to. Cody probably said I should talk to Lozen, and then I didn't do it. There, big squishy.
Big squishy. Oh, there's so many eyeballs.
Eyeballs and suckers and tentacles and yeah.
I'm digging it. The walls are just covered in. What is that? Bioluminescent goo.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it is. It's shiny, and it would probably be gross if it was real life. Egg sacs? I think they're supposed to be egg sacs. They look like little balls, little pods.
So many pods. Ooh, maybe it's just like alien edamame. Maybe we should put some salt on it and give it a little nibble. See what happens.
Mommy.
Tempest Studio says eggs and Yucky Boss growth stuff. That's the technical term for it.
Oh, okay.
Wondering.
So I was right with eggs. Have you watched The Mandalorian?
I have. I have not seen the latest season.
I've not seen the latest one yet either, but I'm just thinking of Grogu eating the little frog eggs.
Dude, that was so messed up.
It's
so messed up.
These are the eggs of a sentient creature. What are you doing, my man?
And then he kept dude, you stop eating her babies, yo. And he was just like, yes. The second he'd turn around, he'd just be like, ow.
And then
I didn't do anything. What are you mad about?
Yeah. Just the fact that he's always eating little frogs and stuff.
Hysterical. It's so well done. I feel like Disney just obviously they overwhelmed the market with the cute, cuddly side of things. Baby Groot just destroyed everyone's hearts. Grogu just rocked everyone right in the feels. And then they do these cutesy little frog eggs, and you're like, oh. And then he's like, no. And you're like, oh, this is Bambi's mom all over again.
Yeah, it made it worse that it wasn't just a like a random. Oh no! I fell in the goo.
And no.
Okay, I got out.
You said it makes it worse. It was not just a random. Oh no, I fell in the goo.
They were supposed to be helping like that frog woman. Like she was there under their protection.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, such a betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it this one? It's this one. Oh, the spikes. Oh, they killed me. That's okay. I already beat that.
Well, you only had 10 health because you fell in the goo.
Yeah. For the horde. Let's go. Woo. Flip all 4 coolant switches.
Not Jackie Chan says Alex in the pirate gear works when he's fighting a giant tentacle monster. And you know what? I agree.
This is just Pirates of the Caribbean 10.
Pirates in space. And it's not Pirates of the Caribbean 10, it's Pirates of the Caribbean X.
Oh no, it blew up.
Oh my.
Oh no, not into the goo. What are you doing? No. I jumped off, but my aim was bad. I fell and I did not hit the floor. That's how bad my aim was.
All that health just gone.
I gotta survive for 45 seconds. I'm going to take a pacifist route and just die. That's how I do that. Run. Not in the goo. What are you doing, my dude? Damn it. Get out. No. I'm just dolphin jumping from one pool of goo to the next.
Oh man, this boss chamber is epic.
It's reminding me of
Are you gonna say Contra? Because I was just thinking Contra.
No, I didn't grow up playing Contra. It's making me think of Shadows of the Empire.
Okay. Never
for
played that one.
N64. It's for Nintendo 64. I don't. It may have come out on
Star Wars
PlayStation.
game, right?
Yeah, you played as Dash Rendar, who had a ship that was not unlike the Millennium Falcon, but it was not the Millennium Falcon. But the game kind of, I don't remember if it starts on Hoth. There's a point in the game where you're on Hoth and you're like, you're like playing. Am I mixing this up with Rogue Squadron? I don't remember.
One of the Star Wars games.
Yeah. But there was a point where you actually have to fight a thing kind of like the Sarlacc. It's not the Sarlacc, I don't think of it. It's like the trash monster.
Okay.
The trash compactor monster. But you get to see what it looks like underwater. And it's all tentacles going down into a hole, and it's cool. It was a core memory.
Nice.
Pacifist run. We're running out of safe spots to jump in. Basically, everywhere we walk is covered in goo. Actually, I should grab a vacuum.
Dianoga is the trash compactor monster.
Yes, I forgot that because it's.
I never knew it, so I just looked it up.
I knew it at one point, but it's an easy one to forget because nobody ever talks about it.
Which resembles a green mutant shark with an eye stalk protruding from its nose and its fins ending with tentacles. That sounds amazing.
I do wonder, like, you know, a shark, you would expect it to want, like, a big area to swim around in. And the trash compactor does not look very large.
How's it going to swim in trash? I mean, Scrooge McDuck swims in money, so I guess it's possible.
Yeah. 1 out of 10 would not dive again. I mean, at least, like, you don't have to worry about insurance. Like, I mean, you're sitting on the money. Like, they just load up the ambulance and the money.
They put one stretcher in for you, one stretcher in with the money, and they're like, all right, he's good. Give him the health.
Was there some... Was I supposed to talk to Cody again?
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
He's a pleasant chap.
Wait, we already did this one, I thought. Maybe it was a different one. Oh, it was that one. I thought we had already done this one. It was not this one. It was the other one. Ah! And then there's laser eyes. I forgot about the laser eyes. Oh no, I fell in the goo again. And I died. So obviously I've died, I don't know, like a dozen times now. This is definitely...
Once or twice.
This is definitely an easy mode right now, just because I wanted to show Lucas the boss.
I really do appreciate that, because I really did want to see it, and you were taunting me with this information quite mercilessly last time, so... Are there lasers coming after you now, too?
Yes, there are.
Because, you know, everything else wasn't enough. The floor is covered in goo, so basically the floor is lava.
Right. Yeah, also the previous bosses are showing up for the fight. Or they've been showing up, like... But he moves kind of slowly. He doesn't... Out of the lava.
How you doing over there?
Dying.
You okay, big guy? You have access to one of those, like, goo suckers? Okay, there you go. You got one.
I'm trying. I'm like I said, pacifist.
Got it.
We're just gonna clean.
Yeah. More of a Molly Maid situation than a, you know, Knights of the Round Table.
Who? Molly Maid?
Molly Maids, you know, just like a maid service, somebody that's gonna come in and clean up, as opposed to like somebody's gonna come in and fight.
Is that like a company?
I think so. I could have just made it up. I'm not positive.
Oh, okay.
Let's assume it's an actual company that exists. Now, Jackie Chan says this is better than most WoW bosses, and I'm gonna agree with that. This is pretty epic, and it just keeps getting more. So, But once again, I think the main focus here is it doesn't seem insurmountable. It seems hard. Don't get me wrong, but
a good part of that is definitely the fact that it's a timer. Like, I don't have to keep on stopping what I'm doing to attack. So obviously I'm playing in easy mode, not in hard mode. Hard mode, I would not do well because I don't do well with giant piles of enemies coming after me in all sorts of different ways at the same time. I'm a little more like a one-on-one kind of. Yeah, like for me, like there's some people who are great at this kind of thing. I'm not one of them. But you could play it more strategically, but having it be a specific time instead of having to deal with a certain amount of damage is definitely a makes it more accessible.
I can see that 100%.
I gotta get to the Switch.
Also, you're having to jump around and you're having to be agile, but you're also not having to do parkour.
Yeah.
Which is a big plus for me because I am terrible at parkour.
Oh, I died as soon as I hit the ground.
Bloop.
And now we gotta whack. I forgot we do actually have to attack him at the end here.
Oh. Can you stand on top of one of those ladders and do your... Oh, no, you can't do the projection attack anymore. Ah. It shoots you forward. Did you do it?
I did it!
You did it! Congratulations!
Oh, okay. So I think there are more of these games that I would like to play, but not today because we're at about 2 hours now and I have to go get ready to feed my family dinner. So thank you everybody for hanging out. We are gonna do when Saturdays are gameplay days, right? Not Wednesdays. So Wednesday, maybe we'll get back to building. We'll get back to building the gallery. It's been a while since we've touched that, so maybe I'll have time to finish a little bit of planning, and we can actually start building the game maker finally. Maybe we'll see. Saturday next week. What day is that?
Maybe 28th.
28th. I feel like something is the 28th. Well, that'll be my last Saturday until the 18th, I think. So
wait, you're gonna be gone from the 28th is your last Saturday, so you'll be gone. We'll talk about this after the stream, but Alex will be gone on a little bit of a trip for a while. We've already mentioned it briefly.
I'm gonna be on a cruise.
Yeah, you are
with my wife doing a late. I probably actually will come back super tan. Either that or burnt like a lobster. I'm currently on medication, which recommends me not being in the sun, but I've always tanned really well. But I also don't spend a lot of time outside because I'm a nerd and outside is yucky and has less internet. Fewer screens, too much grass.
All the grass.
I am actually allergic. It doesn't bother me to like touch grass, but I can't mow my own lawn because I almost die.
We don't want that.
Not literally, but I feel like I want to. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be away for a couple weeks, and we'll figure that out. But I've still got the rest of this month to go. So there was something about Wizzyverse stuff that I wanted to mention. Yes, I remember what it was. Sorry. If you were on the Wizzy the Orange claim list, you have until Thursday next week, which is the 26th, to make your claim. Because after that, I'm pulling the whole claim to myself. And then you'll have to deal with either giveaways or sales on those after that. I am going to be putting a vote to Wizzy the Orange holders on the Wizzyverse Discord to see what price they want to set for Wizzy the Orange for this sale.
I'm going to vote for 1 million sand, just so everyone knows where I'm at.
I think
even though no one asked.
I think I'm to avoid that scenario. I think what I did last time was put a range between like 100 sand and a price that's like close to like what Wizzy the Blue has sold for in the past. So and then have Wizzy the Orange holders vote in that range, and we average it to see what. So people can vote. People can vote for it to be lower if they want to try to buy some more, or just make them more available to people, or you can put them higher and probably fewer of them will sell. So I'm leaving this up to the Wizzy the Orange holders about where they would like it to be. I want everybody to have an opportunity, but I'm I'm setting the market price based on what the holders want to see it at. So anyway, if you're on that claim, make the claim by Thursday, or the claim is forfeit, and then I will have the rest of them. And that was specifically something that the community voted on, because we wanted to make sure that while there were a lot of people eligible for the claim, some people didn't claim, and that could be due to lost wallets, or for the most part I replaced, like, people who would have been on the claim messaged me and went, hey, can you add my wallet, or my wallet changed or whatever. But then there's also people who are just like inactive in the community at this point. So we didn't want those Wizzy the Oranges to be stuck in limbo forever, because they already spent long enough in limbo. So anyway, that's happening. If you haven't done your claim yet, do it. If you don't see the claim, then
right now,
then you were not eligible for it. You had to have held Wizzy the Blue before Halloween 2021. So it was a while back there. All right, Panda's doing funny numbers. That means it's time to go. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Cody.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Alex, you're quite welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right.